Nerd Skool is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network, powered by Ortho Carolina. Now offering video visits, so you can take control of your orthopedic care from the comfort of your home. Schedule online at orthocarolina.com. Ortho Carolina, you improve.
Hey, fellows. It's the first night of another season.
Nerds roll. Nerds roll.
My glasses are broken.
And this will begin season 2 of Nerd Skool.
Welcome back to season 2, Nerd High. Glad to have you.
It's gonna be crazy stunts. We're gonna
No.
stunts.
Joe's gonna
fireworks.
bring more penis jokes.
There's a lot of penis stuff.
I am a super nerd.
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
Starring Andy,
Star Spangled Band with a plan.
Maybe I'll try to do a cartwheel.
TBJ,
Well, congratulations. You did dirt. Ta-da. I ain't got no shame. All my exes can tune in. We can have an episode where I compare them to all the Marvel villains. We can do that.
Art Star,
I don't love Wiener. I'm just trying to make money. Lord Artemis Prime.
No.
Yeah, my real name is Joe. Did I ever tell you about the time I hung out with DMC at Mertz?
The Nerd Skool Podcast.
All right. And now welcome to another episode of Nerd Skool.
Too legit.
Somebody can start.
Ni hao, motherfuckers, again.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the next episode of What If, episodes 3, 4, and 5.
Is it
Gomen
3, 4, and
Nasai,
5?
Minasan.
So last time we did the first two.
Yep.
Yes, it's 3, 4, 5.
So what these
Did you
episodes
question
are?
me?
No, I don't even remember. So I got done watching the zombie thing this morning.
That's 5.
That was awesome. That was 5. 4 was Doctor Strange,
Right.
Yep.
and 3 was the Avengers.
Everybody died.
Everybody
Guys.
explodes.
Yeah. So
Murders.
I pretty much understood all these.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange, I was a little but the zombie thing was.
Yeah, you haven't watched
Zombies.
Doctor Strange yet, have you?
I
Or-
think I did watch.
He probably
I think
did,
he
but
was
has no
telling me-
he
regulation.
didn't pay
difference.
attention.
Yeah.
Not the new way.
I think that's what we've discovered.
Yeah.
Joe has probably seen most of these movies and
Yeah.
not have paid attention.
I think I stopped at like.
But I don't think you had to watch it to really get the gist of this episode.
No, you didn't. I remember the gist of it, so I understood it. Like, I really like that time travel bit where he keeps trying it over and over and over, like Groundhog
Yeah.
Day, like,
Yeah.
and she keeps dying. It's like, oh God, I love that
Because she's
concept.
She's the absolute constant.
Yeah. Yeah.
call it the
She has like an
absolute-
absolute point in time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolute point in time.
Which
Can't
is
mess
like-
with absolute.
That's a
so-
That's
Doctor
something that
Who
can't
thing
change.
Mhm.
where it's like you can mess with time to a certain point, but
But
there are
certain
certain
things you
fixed
can't,
points
yeah.
in history that
Yeah,
have to happen.
you can't work around.
So
I
I'll-
just had to say this because I said this earlier before we start recording, and Joe was like,
Oh,
"Stop."
yeah. Because I want you guys to argue on.
Well, I don't
camera.
even think it's an argument. The first 2 episodes were like, interesting. What if? Yeah, Episode 3 was like, let's make you cry, revisit some trauma because everybody died. Episode 4, hey, new death, revisit some trauma, have fun, eat
More
some
trauma,
chocolate
more
cake,
trauma,
go
more
cry
trauma. Yeah,
later.
right, yeah.
And then episode 5, not as much trauma. We had a little bit of humor, but so many people died again. So revisit that.
Right,
You're
right.
welcome. I
It's-
feel like the last 3 episodes have been trying to send me back to therapy. I just want
Yeah.
to point that out.
that's a
Yeah.
big thing in What If comics is like they get to tell stories with unhappy endings.
Right.
They get like if
As
the
I
heroes
was going
didn't
to
save
say
the day,
before we
what would
started.
happen? The day don't get saved, everything dies, the universe explodes. If you
Right.
make the wrong choice, if you make the selfish choice like Doctor Strange did, you're going to kill the whole universe.
Yeah.
And I like that they established that the Watcher will not interfere.
Yes.
Because so when he does eventually interfere, it'll be
You
Oh.
know,
that-
yeah.
Catastrophic.
So he's going to.
well, it's become a joke now that one of the like the first times he ever was around, he's like, my people just observe history and record it. We don't interfere ever with the unfolding events of history. He lives on the moon and watches Earth and the whole sector.
Right.
But Galactus came to eat Earth, and I believe, I might have the story wrong, but the Watcher interfered because he liked humanity too much, and he gave Reed Richards the ultimate nullifier.
Yeah.
Which is this weird Deus Ex Machina MacGuffin that was able to, haha, I've got this, Galactus. And Galactus was like, all right, I'll leave.
McLovin.
McGuffin.
Yeah,
MacGuffin.
McLovin was not on this episode.
Uatu.
Sorry.
Uatu is the Watcher.
Yeah.
He's
Although
a
there's
big
a
baby.
whole bunch of Watchers.
There is. I do like that for the artist who created this, that when you're like scanning the landscape, like there is always a watcher in the background, like faded a little bit, like a little opaque.
Yeah.
I do like that visual every time, like because any world they go into, they do a quick scan of the landscape, and you just see a shadow figure in the back just watching.
Like he's right next to the sunset or something. He's in the.
I like the way they put him in there without like. You don't bring him to the forefront. He's not standing there in full on color, full on black blob.
Well, in this
he's
the last one,
he's kind of faded.
They actually had him in zoomed in a lot closer.
Yeah.
So he was.
But I like it because he's like faded. Whoever drew it, like the scene is first and foremost, and there's like a fade of the watcher in there, so he is indeed always watching. These are what ifs, so we're seeing it from his perspective. But the way they did it, whoever the animator was very creative about how they fold him into the scenes. Right. I do enjoy that part.
Do you guys think they're in real life? There's a watcher who's watching us?
Of course.
Yeah,
always.
There's a giant bald dude in a cape on the moon.
Yeah.
Just chilling out, watching you play with yourself
while
you're taking a dump.
And when you pass, it's gonna be recorded and played back for you.
It is.
Be like, "Is this your life, Joe?" And you have to be like, "Damn."
It's gonna be like
shouldn't have thumbed my butthole.
It's actually Mobius still doing it.
Yep.
He's sitting there watching you.
Oh yeah, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, Owen Wilson's watching me.
Yeah. Every step of it.
And guess what he's doing?
Crashing weddings.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But no,
I like when a celebrity is boiled down to one word.
Yeah.
Hey, you listen. Him, Sam Jackson, and curse words. They build.
See, Sam Jackson has so much fun with that.
He does.
Have
you ever seen his credit card commercial around Christmas? And Santa's like, "Have you cleaned up your language?" He's like, "Yes," and Santa's like, because that's his shtick now.
I think Capital One hired him just so he could say, "What's in your wallet?" and everyone in the audience watching that commercial fills in "motherfucker."
Yep.
What's in your wallet, motherfucker?
Every time,
yes.
but they do it, and they
don't say it like that.
They allude to it every time, so it's my favorite thing. About certain people, it's like what Owen Wilson's gonna say. There was a running joke from Loki from one of the creators I watched. It was like all the opportunities he could have said it but didn't say it when the writers wouldn't let him say it, but we all were saying it for him.
And then right at the end of Infinity War, mother, and then he's
love
it's great.
But yeah, what if?
Yeah, what if?
Joe, did you watch all three?
Yeah,
I got a little persnickety. This might just be nerd butthole clenching for no good reason.
Oh,
but they make such a big deal of it being like, what if one choice changed the world? What if one choice did something else? And then in these last three, like the one where Hank Pym goes crazy and murders everybody.
Yeah.
Where's the choice? I guess it's Hope Van Dyne becomes a SHIELD agent because she was never a SHIELD agent. And then Hope died. That's why you're crazy. It's like you can't even see that just feels like
you don't see the cause and effect.
Yeah, it feels like a curveball out of nowhere. It's like we couldn't. There's no context in which we could have assumed this is what happened because this wasn't a thing that happened in the MCU beforehand. So I guess the choice was years before, off camera. So it's just,
I can see where you went.
So I was like, that doesn't quite have the same impact. Although it's also part of What If is to tell like some weirder, darker stories of what happens if these heroes that we can't kill in regular continuity. What happens if they die?
Yeah.
How would you kill them? And so it's like, how do you kill the Iron Man? You sneak in as a shrinky guy and poison him when you think you're giving him the cure for his little disease from Iron Man 2. How do you kill the Hulk? I guess you accelerate his heart rate until his whole body explodes.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. So it's sort of like just a lot of surprise and shock. And then with Doctor Strange, that whole scene where, she's in the car with him, when he has the accident in the movie, they've broken up. She's not around. So that can't be an absolute fixed point in time because it didn't happen in the MCU.
Right.
But this is another timeline, so maybe
she
the
dies
rules are
instead of his hand. Is what they said. Like
she
mangled his hand. What if his girlfriend dies instead of his hand?
Right, and then that it has to keep happening.
Well,
she's still alive.
They also didn't make it his girlfriend more of his heart, like love. Like
Well,
so it was like symbolism.
This love became obsession. So like, where's I guess the choice there was Doctor Strange or Stephen Strange decided not to be a huge dick to her and cause them to break up, so they'd be together that night instead of in the movie where they'd already been exes and
Right.
he's way too obsessed with himself. But then he gets obsessed with her, so his obsession goes to a different place. It's not that big a deal, but it just feels like if you're positioning yourself as this is the MCU, but one choice put it off a different track.
We don't really see the shift in the track.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Now that you're talking about it,
Yeah.
you're right.
But it's also that's just me overreacting because the what if story can be here's an alternate reality.
yeah,
Everything is different.
I
What
don't
if
think
everything
it's
is different?
overreacting. I think you're going off of what they've been saying when they publicize it and talk about it. I
Right.
think you're just like, oh, wait, I was waiting for another result to happen.
Yeah. Or like I was where is the difference? Where does the
Yeah.
track change? And then the
For the
change could have
future.
happened
Yeah.
500 years ago when
Should we
No.
think the Watcher's going to join the MCU now, like in real life? or
technically
just-
the Watchers have
Watchers
been
are
in the
always
MCU.
there.
they're always there.
They're
right
in
now.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Oh, they are.
briefly in
Yeah.
background.
So we'll see that. That's is that in phase 2?
Yeah, it's phase 2.
So we'll be seeing that.
I think it's phase 2.
Remind me when you guys when we get to that.
You'll see them.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you stay till the post credit scene.
Oh, I have to. Art won't let me not.
Yeah.
As
yelled
he
at me.
shouldn't.
As he shouldn't. So can I just say the zombie thing was really cool? Like,
I did like Bucky killing Captain America zombie and saying, "I guess this is the end of the line."
yeah,
As they keep saying, "I'm with you to the end of the line."
yeah, that was the end of the line. That was badass, and the way
I love the cape.
the giant woman, wasp
The
man,
giant woman.
wasp woman,
Wasp
sacrifices herself for that.
Hope?
Like that was kind of cool. She picks them up and puts them over the thing.
then
but
she
you know
almost
she's gonna turn
ruins
into
it.
Then
one,
she
right?
tries to bring him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
she's gonna turn into one. I would yell at the TV. And my son was getting ready for school. And I was like,
I
she's gonna turn into one. What are you doing? You can't.
love that Vision
So-
was a schemer.
Yeah, and his obsession, like he's a weird robot. He doesn't
Yeah.
have the right brain,
Yeah.
so he's his idea of love is to feed zombies Scarlet Witch. And,
Yeah.
and
I'll keep her contained and feed her. I'll lure people in.
I will murder these other people in order to keep her undead.
But you
Like,
knew. So my favorite part was watching it and knowing we're at a creep part because he's like, I'm going to go find transportation. And Vision goes, you're not going to find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Vision's a creep in this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
And then when then later it's like, Vision, what'd you do? And he was like, well, I just love her so much, guys. I just love her so much.
Let me atone for my. Then he
Yeah.
turns it around and like, oh, I guess now that I have other perspectives, I guess I'm
Yeah,
being a
because he
dumbass.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have a normal
Right.
brain to process that.
Maybe.
And
And
we
then
got a bonus Chadwick Boseman. Like, did
Yeah.
we? Did
Yeah.
anybody know that was gonna happen?
I
We
didn't
we
know.
knew he had recorded his voice.
For this one too.
Uh-huh.
I thought it was just for the only.
This-
I
one.
thought it was
No,
just
they
the
just said
other
for
ish.
the series.
Oh,
So
okay.
I didn't think it was one episode.
I thought it was just that one episode.
that.
yeah, me too.
Because they
'Cause
record.
I heard everyone I
in
heard was like, "Ooh,
advance.
this is his last performance."
That's it. That's what I thought.
But
that
it was
last
his
one was
last performance. I think I took that as this series is his
So
last
there might be
performance.
more
I
Chadwick
didn't
Boseman?
take it
There
as.
might be.
Yeah.
'Cause we
I
don't know
took
what
it
the
as
next
the
four are about.
series.
4 more of
There's
these?
4 more.
Yeah.
And nobody has any idea. Like, it's not hasn't leaked at
Well,
all.
usually what they do is, I guess, a few, like probably another couple of days. What's the day? Monday.
Monday.
So
They-
probably today or tomorrow
Today's Monday.
they'll release like a poster for it,
Oh, they will.
and it'll say
Hey,
it'll
you
show-
always know before
no.
everybody.
But when ends up happening, they'll have a poster with the character that's going to be on the episode.
I think you work for Marvel.
He
So-
might.
Yeah,
You're a secret.
He
agent.
might.
they planted me.
He's a
at
secret
G4,
Yeah,
villain.
that's why he
and then
won't
I
tell
went
us
to
anything.
Blumenthal.
See, that's why we don't know what Art
I
does
could
when
be
he's
a
not with us.
scroll. For
You
guys
could
out
be
there.
a scroll. That's probably why you
Art's
don't tell us
got
about your personal life.
secrets. Stay tuned, Nerd
All these
School.
women,
One
yeah.
day
different
we'll
woman every
find
night.
out. Or
He's-
man.
he's
we
in a
don't know.
Whining and
He's in
dialing,
Boys
We
to
don't
Men.
styling and
know.
profiling.
He's in
Woo!
secret Boys to Men.
Shh. Listen, Art could love everybody.
You know how,
we
like-
have no
You say
idea.
he's secretly in Boys to Men.
What was that band that was like they had
Boys to
different
Men.
front people and other people were actually singing the background? It was
Milli
like,
Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli.
Milli Vanilli. Like you're like,
Girl, you know it's
yeah, you
true.
actually sing it.
Ooh, ooh,
No, but
ooh, I love you.
Blues Traveler wasn't that too? It
Blues
was like
What?
that.
I don't think Blues
But
Traveler
they had a
was in
video
trouble.
where that it was like that, right?
Oh,
like
like
the
they were
heavy
making fun of
guy
that.
was playing the harmonica.
And then like the
but
fake
they
pretty
had a
guy.
fake-
was
Oh,
up
his
front.
video.
they had a
yeah,
fake
yeah.
pretty guy up there or something. But it was
Well,
making
because
fun
he
of
was
Milli
making
Vanilli,
a
right?
statement with his video,
Yeah.
like the
Or
industry
was
was
making
trying to
fun
tell
of,
him.
I can't
Yeah.
be. I'm a giant fat guy, so I can't.
People
be
don't
in
want him to be
the
the front man.
front
so
man.
What's that
here
guy's
you are.
name? Is he
John
still around?
Popper.
He was huge back
And
then.
he
I mean,
got-
not huge.
I think he had
size,
gastro
but-
Hard to say
surgery.
Oh, he
and
was?
shrunk a bit.
like when he was playing that harmonica and that song was big. That was so.
He
I don't
was
know
a
what this
good
has to do
one.
with anything.
And it doesn't.
Yeah, as always, it's a random thing. So
And
no, we're
I-
just like
here's the
speculating on
thing.
what Art's secret life is.
Can
We'll never
He's
know.
a Marvel agent. He's in.
I
He's
guess
a writer.
yeah. In the original Marvel Zombie series, that Black Panther
Oh.
moment was a bit.
Wait, there was a Marvel.
Yeah, there's an
zombie
actual-
series?
There's been
a
several.
comic book.
Yep.
There's been several Marvel
Oh,
Zombie
so
series.
I thought this was all brand
And
new.
it- that-
No,
No.
What If
And it
was a
does-
series in the
I know
comic
what if
books.
was, but I thought the zombie thing was all.
This is
brand
one of
new.
those things where if
No,
they would like if they
Yeah,
continue with
everything's
this
been done.
somewhere, they could probably, I guess, have them interact with Fantastic Four and things like that. Because in the book, Fantastic Four has a part in the zombie version. Like Andy's about to give us the Black Panther background.
Well, I just know there was a point in there in the original series where T'Challa is one of the last survivors and he loses a leg and an arm, and they even made a HeroClix figure of zombie giant man chewing on his arm and holding him, and like everyone went,
HeroClix
that's
is a
little
nerd
much.
game.
It
with
is.
miniatures, and you click their bases.
Yeah.
And you
I
roll
love that
dice.
you're spelling it out for the audience. Hey, everybody.
Those of you who don't know.
Well, we're nerd school. We gotta learn people about
Yeah,
Here-
I
here-
learned that.
Here's a little bit of nerd knowledge.
Yep, but it's
another.
so that the fact that he
So
was
the
disfigured is
zombie-
part of it.
The zombie verse is a thing.
It
That's
is.
been around forever.
Not forever,
forever,
since
no.
maybe the mid 2000s.
Does
somewhere.
anybody know like where it originated that zombies? If zombies bite you, you turn into one. I mean, it's the same thing as vampires, right? You get bit, you turn into one.
George
Well,
Romero's
no,
Night of the
here's
Living Dead?
Are there
the
any
thing.
other things that
With
bite
a
you and you turn
vampire,
into-
like vampires, if they bite you, you don't necessarily turn into one. Like literally, if they drain your blood, you're dead. So like you're not turning.
so
You're
they
not
don't-
always
I thought they
turning
control
into
it.
it.
They
Yeah.
can either, if
Yeah.
they want to turn
How
you,
much they
they
bite
know
you.
how
The
to
vampires.
turn you.
Yeah.
But
Didn't you watch Art's favorite Tom Cruise in his vampire
No,
movie?
I did
Interview
not.
with a vampire.
Yeah.
Why can't you say Brad Pitt? Why it has to be? See, you secretly like Tom Cruise.
No.
You could have mentioned
That's
Brad
a
Pitt.
long
You
stretch.
could have mentioned or
No.
Kirsten
'Cause
Dunst,
nobody-
a young
Because
Kirsten Dunst
the
who went on to
reason-
play MJ and
Listen.
Spider-Man.
The reason I said Art's favorite movie with Tom Cruise is because one of us would have said something to him about this. It would have likely been you who would say it, and it's easier to reference Joe to you and something you would like than a general reference.
Right.
Is there any
Not
other
because I like Tom Cruise.
monsters that bite people and you become that?
Werewolves.
Werewolves also, you bite somebody, you become a werewolf?
Yeah. Where have you been?
Is everything you bite, you get bit
Well,
by and
if
become it?
Frankenstein bites you, you won't become a Frankenstein.
No,
monster.
you don't
He's a
become
zombie.
What if
bad.
the creature from the Black Lagoon bites you? Do you become a fish man?
I don't know.
I don't
What if
think so.
Frankenstein's
merman?
a zombie.
What if merman bites you?
That's basically a creature from the Black Lagoon, except he talks in bubbles.
I love that in G.I. Joe, all twins can feel each other's pain.
Just a quick note: T'Challa is in 5 of the What If episodes.
Oh, really?
So
we've
we
only
got
seen
3
two.
more.
We've only had 2, so it's going to be the next 3?
He's
Yeah.
gonna be
Or has
in.
he
We
been
just
in
finished
other
5. He'll be in 6, 7, and 9.
Ah, shizzle.
Whoa.
Nice.
So
TBJ
see, but that's why I
coming
said
through
when
with
they
the
said his
scam.
last thing, I said my brain said his last project is the series. I did
Okay.
not think
That's awesome.
one last episode.
Thank
Because you know
you
they
for dropping
record
that
those
Right.
Nerd
pretty
knowledge.
early.
TBJ dropping the nerd knowledge. The
Boom!
nerd bomb.
All right.
Future.
Here's a
It makes
question.
my heart happy to hear him.
No,
speak.
absolutely.
Yeah, it is nice to hear him. It's sad. I get sad though.
Dying is never. What did he say? Dying
It's
is
not
never,
the end.
It's not
You
the
know
end.
the end.
Where I come from, dying is not the end.
The last episode's got to be something special for him, I would think.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like goodbye to
they
Chadwick
didn't
Boseman.
know.
Last thing he's done.
No, they did these before. I'm sure they'll do like
Yeah, but they could
something in the
do, like,
credits
something
or
in the end,
something.
yeah, the
but I
credits,
don't
like-
think
Yeah.
the episode itself will be focused on that.
Maybe the bumper would just be Black Panther.
Yeah.
But Chad.
But so here's a question: can a zombie Thanos effectively wield the Infinity Gauntlet?
That's the
Well,
thing.
here's
What
a
they're forgetting
here's a
is
little
zombies
side
are
note.
Dumb.
Here's a little side note.
Yeah.
Like in the Marvel zombie verse, like the zombies, while they're zombies,
No, you're good
All right.
with that.
right?
Little bit.
yeah.
Is it
While
better
they're
that way? Okay.
zombies, they still are. They still have like their powers, their intelligence, and everything.
Okay.
It's just that they
Yeah,
have
that's right.
they have a hankering for human flesh. But they're still.
What if they're aliens? Thanos is an alien. Can he? Would he
Technically.
eat alien flesh?
and see, that's something I've read that they brought up. Like, one, how is or like what about Groot? Like, would Groot end up becoming a zombie?
He's
Or
a
just
tree.
eat other trees?
Yeah, but how would you?
Yeah, does he want
wouldn't-
human flesh
you
or tree
can't-
flesh? Yeah, that's a good
Can't
point.
suck his blood. So
And I like that the Doctor Strange's cape. You can't turn that into a zombie.
right, the
'Cause he's a
cape. The
cape.
cape
Oh yeah,
will be
that
a
was
cape
my question.
regardless.
What's the cape? Where'd that?
That's
like,
Doctor Strange's cape.
It's Doctor Strange.
So
If
why is
it's
that
a magic
there?
cape, it floats around.
It's
Doctor
a-
Strange
it's-
is dead, but the cape ain't.
It's
And the
magical.
cape is still.
The cape just wants to help the.
Yeah.
go-
It's been a part of the team with
cape's
doing
got its
what
own
it's
mind.
doing. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a cloak of levitation.
All right.
it's
Nothing-
necessary. It's
nothing-
saving people.
And I wanted to.
Oh.
This is my Chris Hemsworth like thingamajigga.
Oh yeah, you want to get that? Yeah.
Oh, when I sing "Happy Shirt," I thought of I'll get called
Yeah.
Chris.
What did his
I
shirt
thought
say?
of it says, "I'm not single. I'm saving myself for Thor." I like
Yes.
that's totally
Oh yeah.
something that
Yeah.
Tiff would
we
love.
gotta get her that shirt.
Right.
We gotta get you that shirt.
I mean, he is married. He's a
That's like
married man.
I think the Avengers one. Coulson is like, they're going back into when Thor's going to get the hammer. He's a very beautiful man, sir.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
talk about his hair. They're like his hair, and they're like, "What is it about
Really
his hair?" And then they see it and
I
they go,
love that.
"Oh yeah."
And then there's Coulson. What's your password? I love Steve. Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that was very funny. Yeah.
yeah,
I love Steve.
they had a chance to play around. Now there are
so
moments in the episodes. Well, not 4 and 5; they were just sad. But 6 had a little bit of playful moments, like the fact that Happy keeps going, bam or boom, whatever. When he's shooting it, he keeps making
Blam, blam, blam.
Yeah, blam blam was
And she's
funny.
like, "Are you saying
Are
blam?"
you saying blam?
And he's like, "What?" While he goes off, blam, blam, blam. And then when he's a zombie, he's like, blam, blam. He's still saying
Right.
it.
That was funny. That was
All
really
right.
fun.
And I remember in the original series, now that you mention it, that there's zombie Deadpool is just a zombie head.
Mhm.
He's decapitated, but he's still
Okay.
talking and trying to eat people and stuff as best he can as a head.
Yeah.
And they call him Headpool.
And
I
so
mean, it was fun.
that's kind of why they did.
Except for 4 and 5.
Funko Pop
right.
actually does the Marvel Zombie series, which is they look pretty cool.
Funko Pop is everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't get why people like those stupid fucking.
I don't
things.
either.
They look like bait. You can't tell what any of them are.
It's a
Some
pop
of them you
thing.
can
It's
tell.
Like, I mean,
Kinda.
it's in
I
their
hate
title, but
those.
it's like a pop. It's one
culture.
of those. Yeah,
Pop art.
it's
it's a
Pop culture.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
a
collectible.
sensation.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
it's a whatever.
Oh, there are
Yeah, they're
people
dumb.
with so
They're like,
many.
they look like precious moments. That's why I don't like them.
Is that your take
Do you have
on
any precious
Funko?
moments at home, TBJ? Are you a
Uh,
precious moments collector?
I am not, but that is
Hummel
very
figurine?
judgy.
What do you mean?
Is it because I'm a woman that I would have
No, I
a
just
precious
wonder.
moment?
I
No,
was
you did
gonna
not
ask Art
ask
next.
Andy, and you did not ask Art. You only asked the woman in the room.
Well, I
Did
started with
she
you. I'm
have
going
precious-
around because
I don't
Andy.
believe you.
I'm about to
think-
reveal that Andy actually does have Hummel figurines in his house.
Wait, are Hummel figurines and Precious Moments the same
I
thing?
think they're the same thing.
Okay.
I don't have any figurines in
You
my
do
house.
have some.
Well, I know my wife's got like a music box that's hand me down.
Oh, why's it got to be your wife? He's misogynist.
No, it's because
Because it's the fact that it is actually his wife.
I think we've
But
already
she's got, like, a
established that
piano
Art Star
that-
is the feminist in this.
No, we
in
did
this
not establish that.
school-
Art
in
Star
this
is the
school's
villain.
faculty.
The
You know what? I
villain.
can let him have the title of feminist. Feminist, the title is very problematic for black women. So I'll let Art have that.
So
and
you'll
I'll
give it to the
be
black man.
a womanist.
You'll give it to the black
I will
man.
be a womanist and you can be the feminist.
So you'll give it to the black man.
Oh, what's the difference
No.
between a womanist? A
So the
womanist and a
feminist
feminist?
movement,
It's not
the feminist
intersectional enough.
movement
It's not what?
was
Intersectional
white
enough.
women. They were not really.
Feminist was white women.
It
Okay.
wasn't really intersectional, so it didn't take into account. Or they would have black women with them,
Wow.
but they would be like, "Oh no, it's cool, you can march, but your delegation should probably march in the back." Like that's how
Oh shit!
back in
yeah.
the day feminism
Yeah, I guess you're
really
right.
was.
Would
And
be.
so black women didn't feel a part of the feminist movement. And even now there's some problematic issues when you're talking about equal pay, because there is a difference between women's pay and men's pay, but then when you get into black women specifically,
Yeah,
it's even less.
worse, yeah.
So like white women make 71 cents something to the dollar, black women are like 63 cents to the
Oh,
dollar.
boy.
And so it is when you're having this message, you have to include, and now intersections are more women of color. You have to include gender identity
Yeah.
issues. And the
Yeah, that's
original
another thing.
feminist movement did not do any of those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It
There's
was
a lot
like-
of
Yeah,
there's
I
a
see.
term
Oh, I
called
get it.
TERF, which is I believe a trans exclusionary radical feminist,
yeah.
which is like feminists who do not recognize transgender.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
As-
Yeah.
It's
'cause they're
it's a weird
so-
it's a weird
yeah.
gatekeepery thing, and there are some fashions of feminist movement that did include everybody, but it was very much like, I think back to when we did the storytelling thing with the women in history.
Yes.
Ida B. Wells was a feminist, but she marched with Susan B. Anthony, and they really did tell her to go march in the back. Like,
wow.
even though she was a voice
Yeah.
of her time and doing a thing.
Gosh. Even in the
but even when
for
you
equality, there's
take
oppression.
voting rights, everybody's like,
Yeah,
"Yay,
same thing,
women
yeah.
had the right to vote."
Not black women.
Correction.
Yeah.
Some women
yeah,
had the
right.
right to vote. So your fight was for the vote, but it didn't include every woman. So are you
Yeah.
truly a feminist? Because
Right.
it's a women's right. And now women are made up of many different ways. And if you aren't including all women,
Let me ask you this:
then
when Whitney
you're
Houston
flawed.
sang "I'm every woman, it's all in me," did she include all women?
she did. She's
Okay.
Whitney. She was
Mhm.
on it.
She was.
She was on it. But no, that's why I say, we can identify as feminists, but really, even that can be problematic because we live in America, which is problematic AF.
America.
Again,
America.
if you didn't listen to the last
America.
episode and you want to come at me about patriotism, please don't.
America.
I'll put this disclaimer on
God
every
bless
time
America.
I talk about
Yeah, you
America.
probably should.
I am a veteran of this country. I
Military
have fought.
veteran,
I have
TBJ.
sacrificed my own damn marriage for this country. So don't
She
come
jumped
at
out
me.
of a plane with a
Mhm.
parachute.
I
for
did
you.
not jump out of a plane with a parachute, but I shot a
Would
gun
you?
for you, and I don't even
TBJ
believe in
ready to
guns.
fight.
So
Yeah.
listen,
She
don't
ready
come
to
for
fight.
me anytime I talk about American.
Don't come for TBJ
flaws.
Did
unless
you-
she
did
sends for
did-
you.
When you were you had to do a basic training, right? At
Yeah.
the beginning?
Yep.
Was there like a sergeant guy yelling in your face?
Yeah, there's a drill
like,
sergeant.
You get down and give me 20.
There's a drill sergeant every
What's
time.
his last name? Slaughter?
No,
Slaughter?
but
Sergeant
fun
Slaughter?
fact. So I got in trouble. You guys know me well enough to know that I don't always keep what I want to say to myself.
Right.
Yeah.
But we were in boot
But I'm the
camp,
bad
so you're
guy.
not allowed to talk back because there's a drill sergeant. So I just stay quiet. The problem is sometimes my face says things that my mouth doesn't say. So then I went to do something to help another airman do something. And there's this book we always had to carry, but I left my book with someone else so I could help her. So being a good Samaritan,
Mhm.
I pass another drill sergeant who's not mine. And he's like, "Where's your book?" And I answer him, but then he goes on to this rant of like, "Are you dumb? Are you stupid?" Like stuff like that. I don't answer because if I do, I know I would get in trouble. But apparently my face answers. So then we go back into
Did you go to the brig?
we go back into our dorm later, and my drill sergeant calls me in. And at this point, I'd been a part of the leadership team in our dorm. And he's like, "Brian Jackson, I can't have you out here disrespecting people." And I was like, I didn't even say words.
Mhm.
I purposely didn't say words
But you had
to
that
not
face.
get in trouble. I mean, what face are you supposed to have when someone is
Yeah.
disrespecting you? And I
Yeah.
get the whole point of it is to see if you can break. Because if you are in the military, you have to have some
You have to
toughness.
be able to
Right, which
get-
I have
take it
plenty
well,
of,
yeah.
which is why I did not respond. I wasn't going to rise to anger. I'm just waiting for you to be done so I can go back to my squadron.
Mhm.
So I get like the purpose of it, and I get what he was doing. But fun fact, that guy ended up subbing for my drill sergeant later, and he would give me extra phone time all the time. That drill sergeant, I became one of his favorites.
No,
He's
Extra
like, "Brian
phone time.
Jackson, do you want extra
yeah,
phone
I wasn't
time?"
sure if phone time was a
How
punishment
much
or
phone time do you have? You get
Is
on
that
the phone.
No,
Is that
well,
like KP or
no, actual phone time. You
Clean
have
those
phone time to
phones.
go call your
okay,
family.
all right.
Because you don't have your cell phone, you don't have
Right,
access to a phone. You have
Oh
to
my
go
gosh. How
down
much
in
phone
the
time do you
courtyard.
normally get?
You get like 30 minutes, like
At a
on
time,
certain days to
and
go
then he
because you have to
can-
go downstairs and it's like a courtyard to use the phones.
So
You
how many
don't
minutes
have-
did you get extra?
He would anytime he would come, if I was chilling, I always got extra minutes. Anytime. Because I held my own. I held my
Disrespect.
cool.
Yeah.
I held my own. I didn't cry. Because a lot of time with women in the military, they want to make you cry. And
Yeah.
it goes two ways. Because I also got in trouble another time because I didn't cry. But then they tried to write me up. And I was like, you do that and then pull me off my position. This is when I was in active duty station somewhere. And they were like, "Oh no, we need you to work your thing." No. If I'm a disgrace, please pull me off of my shift. I will gladly do what everyone else does. So that made it worse for me in that work environment.
Uh-huh.
Not worse for me in a way that harmed me. I still succeeded, but they just stayed pissed off all the time.
Can I ask you another military question?
Yeah.
Is Private Benjamin based on a true story?
I don't think so.
Do you know anybody named Private Benjamin?
I don't know.
Do you know
anyone
Goldie
named
Hawn?
Were there any
Benjamin.
corporals? Did you know any corporals?
No, well, that's the Army. I was in the Air
Oh.
Force.
Was Corporal Kirshner
We're all airmen.
real? Sorry. I was trying to think of any.
There are
Any
probably
character.
people out there with these
Yeah.
names. I mean, there are people. Like I said, we had women who would cry. You could break them pretty easily. We had women who didn't make it all the way through basic training with certain
Yeah.
behaviors. It's not easy,
No, hell no, I couldn't do it.
but you have to want to do it. But that's some of the reasons why there's a problematic culture inside the military with men and women, because
I can do 40 push-ups.
good. You're better than me at this point.
I only do that
anything.
because I read somewhere that as long as you can do 40 push-ups, you're at low risk for a heart attack. So I just make sure I can do 40 and then I stop.
You can pass. I could not
You can barely
run.
do 40.
I could barely run. I'm not a good runner. And this was me at my smallest back when I was skinny.
You were just a baby. I mean, you were like 18, right? When you
No,
did
I
this?
went in at 22.
22. Could you do cartwheels?
I could cartwheel, but I couldn't run. You have to run, sit-ups, and
Wait, they don't do cartwheels in basic training?
Yeah, you wanna do it. You
20
had
cartwheels.
to.
20 cartwheels.
Your
go.
fitness test was you had to run your mile
4
and a half
somersaults.
under a certain amount of time. You had to do so many sit-ups and so many push-ups in a certain
Okay.
amount of time. Tiffany has never been a runner, even at her
You mean
skinniest.
TBJ?
She is not a runner.
You're not a long distance or a sprinter?
I am not running anywhere. If you see me running,
Something's wrong.
you should think
The
there is
world
a
is
zombie
in-
There is an
apocalypse if I am
emergency,
running.
Yeah.
And again, this is even at my skinny. I wasn't running. And so my drill sergeants were they were mean, but they were nice, that they yelled at me from the start to the finish at every checkpoint.
Oh, boy.
Brian Jackson, are you slowing down? And I had to look behind me so that
Oh,
I
my
could
God.
finish in my run time. So as much as it was like hard, they were also on your side,
Yeah.
essentially, because they want people who can serve.
They
but
want you
keep
to
their
succeed.
head.
They want to get
Yeah.
you there. Yeah.
It was a
Cool.
good experience. So that's just my disclaimer. I'm gonna do that any episode because I'm always gonna talk trash about America because I've seen America from every side. And trust me, we got a lot of work to do. So if I say
That's right.
trash, I don't need someone who has not given up anything or sacrificed a damn thing for this country to ever come for me.
Mhm.
Ever.
And likewise,
That's
so
right.
she has served, so she can say that. And the three of us have chanted USA, USA at wrestling events.
So it
So
counts.
we are also
Don't come for
patriotic.
them
Yeah.
either.
I have chanted USA for Hacksaw Jim Duggan on more than one occasion. So can't come for me. Art Star wears a Captain America shirt, so also red, white,
He's
and blue.
ready.
Andy, you are not. You are
He is literally in red and white,
Oh, he is
or
red
red
and
and blue,
Yeah,
and he's white,
I'm
so
little-
red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
There we go.
Andy's an American flag.
Although I do remember getting really pissed off when I was a kid, wondering why the white crayon didn't look like when I drew a picture.
It wasn't
I was
flesh.
like, why? It's white.
Well, no, you
Why are they
wanted
calling
us
me
to be,
white?
you wanted white people to be called peach people, I think.
Because that was the
peach
closest
yeah.
crayon we had.
Where are we going?
Well, you know you have
And it's
good thing
flesh
came out
color.
with flesh.
Well, we
right?
had this. I mean, when I was a kid,
Black.
I would
Oh,
be
yeah,
like
flesh
black.
is
The black
not-
crown is
Well, just
not-
like the dancer
I'm
shoes, they
brown.
call
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
nude is
that's
white.
neither
people nude.
white and black. These don't look like real people.
Yeah.
Because, and
No, we had that phase where it's like I'm not black, I'm brown, because
yeah.
the crowns.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And there's I think there was a George Carlin thing where he said like they want us to be white and black, things that can never come together, because if we're
Yeah.
different shades of anything, that
Oh,
could,
yeah.
that could mix. That
Like
would,
Yeah.
they
that would
say
be
it like
bad
that on
for
purpose.
the economy or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
probably did.
it's not probably. There's
They did. This is a horrible, awful place.
There's a system to this.
There's a lot of shit.
Well, it's
And
the
it's-
system was built in a particular way to
Mhm.
uphold a particular kind of power
Yep.
that it still upholds.
Keep the money.
And
And
that power
keep
is
the power.
very interested in promoting its own survival.
Yep, and that is
Therefore,
exactly what it's doing.
And
So
since it has the power, it invests that power
Yeah.
into the communications to make people vote against their own interests, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Again, we are not anti-American. We are not
You're
anti-American.
anti-corruption.
No, we're
We are
anti-corruption.
for-
We are
I would say we are
anti-establishment.
And we
very
are
much
a school of
American
nerds.
because we are for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
we
the
the
people.
people, all the
So,
people.
I would say that makes us the most American.
Well, and speaking
There
of
we go.
people, when the people's flesh was being eaten in the last
I love
episode,
jokes.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, take it back to the zombies.
Right. The other thing I want to mention about that cape,
Mhm.
the fact when the cape went around Spider-Man, it made me go, there's a what if story where it's what if Uncle Ben never died
Mm.
for Spider-Man. And then, so
are we going to see that, you think? Is that a
Maybe.
popular one?
We don't
Uh,
know.
but what happened in that story was, Peter Parker just stayed being like a professional wrestler and an entertainer, and
Oh, yeah.
became a big showbiz celebrity and was kind of full of himself. And he
wanna
he
see
was
that
like
one.
TV Spider-Man, and he wore a big cape like that, like a big spidery cape. So I was like, oh, that cloak, Doctor Strange cloak, kind of looks like TV Spider-Man
do
cape.
we-
Another side note,
Yeah.
this is the first time that Uncle Ben is mentioned in the MCU.
That's true.
Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah.
only sort of imply.
Yeah, like, he have like that little bag that has BFP on it, but there's never like, and then they never sit there and say what kind of trauma. Well, this is
Wait.
Joe, you-
What are
this
you
is-
saying? What are you
we're
saying?
talking Spider-Man shit.
I know,
and
but
again,
He
I'm
literally
fucking, I'm-
listed. He said,
Yeah.
like my Uncle Ben said, and my
Yeah,
aunt
that's the
Kay,
first
like,
time he's
Oh,
used
he
the word
says
Uncle
spoke
Ben.
out
He said it. I was
loud.
like, when
yeah.
are you saying he
No,
did
he
it?
spoke out loud about it.
Otherwise, like it's only been implied
do you
because
guys
everyone
think-
knew the Spider-Man origin story
You
so
guys,
much that
we've
Right.
all only watched these what ifs so far once, right? Each
Yeah.
one of these, and I know Art, you mentioned about the possibility of wanting to watch it again, or the. I definitely want to watch them all again because I know there's stuff I missed, and even just what we're talking about, like I know I missed things. Do you think if we watch, do you think there's a thread between episodes? Like, do you think like if you went watch the first one, you can see a hint of what the next one's going to be at all, or are they completely standalone? You think?
I think the thread is the Watcher.
Yeah.
In the background of all.
Well,
of
yeah.
them, watching
Besides
them
just the
all.
Watcher, but there's no other hints that what's going to be the next one.
I mean, I think the thing is that we could see characters from these shows
Yeah.
show up in like the next Doctor Strange movie, and like since Loki
Oh.
blew up the
Oh,
timeline,
yeah. They,
Yeah.
everything went batshit as far as.
Do you guys do think this is establishing stuff for Phase 12 or whatever we're in now?
I would love to see
Phase 1000.
Phase-
Haley Atwell's Peggy Carter come kick ass.
That would be nice.
yeah.
How do the phases? Where does this end? I know we're about to start Phase 4.
And
we're at,
never
right, or five.
ever end.
We don't know.
But I mean,
Until
I know we
when
don't
they start
know.
bombing and people get
but
sick
do you
of them.
think it's just gonna fade away and
I
be
don't think
terrible, or are we
so.
gonna get through like how many phases do you think they'll finish before this all ends?
I think it's.
I don't
gonna
think
go
it'll
a
ever
long
end, that's
way.
the thing.
Yeah.
You think it'll go on
Because
forever
they'll reinvent
until the end of
themselves.
time?
That's what the timeline thing does. Well,
Okay, now my question is, when is the world gonna end? Like, what phase will we be in when the world ends?
I don't know.
What do
I
you-
mean,
if you
we
had to
thought it
guess?
was going to end in 2000, and
Yeah.
we're
Right.
still
Well,
here.
What does
Yeah.
Nostradamus say now?
I think we'll at least get
When
to
is the
phase
rapture gonna
6
happen?
before the entire
Did it
environment
happen?
collapses. And
Do you think only like Phase 6 the environment will collapse? Or the
Yeah,
society will
we're
collapse?
pretty close. We've got like 17 years.
But you still think there's 2 more phases?
I like
coming up.
Andy's like, we got
17
17
years.
years till the world ends.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
That's
glad
fine.
you don't think it's like tomorrow. 'cause
Can
I'm
I
kinda
can I
thinking
age a little more than that, Andy?
I would love to. This isn't
Andy's
what I'm
like,
advocating. This is just what.
Yeah, Andy's not making threats right now.
No, this
I
is.
was like, I would like to get in a solid 25.
Anarchy.
years,
Yeah,
40
I'm
more
planning to end the
years.
world in 17
Can
years.
He-Man be part of the
Please,
phases by
CIA
then?
agent who taps our
He-Man
phones.
probably will be,
Andy
'cause
is not.
The only
planning to
things
end
left
the
will be
world.
hairy underpants and swords.
Well,
Walk
do you
around the
think, well,
hellscape.
He-Man was in DC.
And they
right?
just introduced the new character, black guy. What's his name? Sunman.
Sunfire or Sunman or but isn't
Clam
that
Champ.
Clamp Champ was the only
Yeah, but they have
black
a new character now.
before.
Called
Now they have a new
Sunman.
one,
They just
yeah.
introduced.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was he in the show?
No.
This is the
The
comics,
Revelation
right?
show?
There's another.
that's an action figure. Like
There's
I think this
another
had-
Master of the Universe cartoon coming out, but a
but
kids
it's,
one.
it's geared towards kids. And the sword looks fucking stupid.
Oh,
it's like-
did you
it's like-
watch it? Is
no,
it out? Did you
No,
watch
but
it
I've seen
yet, or-
I've seen the trailer.
Oh, you
and the
saw it.
sword looks like it looks very futuristic.
Yeah.
You know what other person's sword looks stupid?
Who?
Kylo Ren.
Oh,
love it.
burn.
Yes, Andy, high five.
And that's a
in the
great way to
air.
end this. What if?
Boom.
Does anybody have anything to say about the what ifs?
Love it. I will say the next what if looks like it is heavily focused on T'Challa because the only actors listed are people in Wakanda
Nice.
Wakanda forever.
Good.
and
As
one
Okoye said, I
have no
non-Wakandan.
idea.
Wakanda
So-
forever.
So,
But like a big,
yeah.
all I'll say is like the last 2 what ifs have been, and I guess the one where the Avengers died still has hope at the end because they still have Captain America and Hank Pym's done. But like
Oh, the dude fell.
Oh, the dude just fell. Hey, is
but like the last 2 are like classic what if stories. Is everything turns to shit.
Hank Pym's voice? Is it actually?
Yeah,
It
it
was
Michael
actually Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Yeah.
They have got
I
a
thought he
lot
died.
of the
Didn't
MCU.
Spider-
Spider-Man was different. That was a different Spider.
It
That
was a
wasn't
different
that
Spider-Man.
wasn't
Yeah.
Tom Holland. No.
It wasn't.
But a lot of them,
was
they
pretty
were
good
able to
Tom Holland
retain a
impression,
good
though.
amount
Some
of
of
them.
them did
though.
good voice. Yeah. There was another one that did a good. That was definitely Paul Rudd,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
No, some
Yeah.
of them they were able
Some
to
of them
retain
were, yeah.
and pay and
Right.
keep on.
Do
And
you
some
think
of
the
them
ones
they
who
couldn't.
aren't in it are mad?
No,
No, probably
I
not.
think there may have just been a I don't think it was money because let's
You
be
don't
real
think?
because they
Well,
still
Dave
got some of the
Bautista's
money.
been mad about Marvel for a
Now,
while.
Dave Bautista's been replaced, right?
Yeah.
Do we know?
No,
is it-
he's in part 3, Guardians of the Galaxy
no.
part 3.
well, no. I just saw some headline like
They're
he is
getting-
officially not in MCU
after
anymore.
I think after
So
3, I
they've
think
hired.
he's
I
gonna-
thought I saw a headline that said they've hired a new whatever.
No, he was like a
character.
big advocate in getting James Gunn back to do Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I just saw it. He's been replaced.
He'll be in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but after that,
after Guardians
he's done.
3.
Oh, Guardians 3 is out.
But then also
No,
he also said he's tired of playing that character anyway because of his age and him having to work.
Keeping shirtless.
The
and
professional
the makeup
wrestler doesn't
probably...
want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you just want to chill and not have to be in the gym 1,000 hours a week.
Alrighty.
I swear I just saw.
Yeah, it says finally speaks
Batista
out
forced
after replacing him. You're right. It came out.
I didn't read the article, but I saw a thing.
He saw a thing, guys.
It's his. They're speaking out against his claim. No, I'm reading articles now.
Okay. So she'll read articles, and our next.
It says, Marvel's new Drax finally speaks out after replacing Dave Bautista. That was 4 days ago.
Are you sure you're not talking about the video game Guardians of the Galaxy that's coming out soon?
Marvel's Drax was replaced.
I'm just looking at the news report.
MCU. He's replaced in MCU.
But no, it looks like he'll be in 3. I think his exit, or maybe he didn't finish.
I mean, Drax is not that crucial a character.
Right.
You need to recast him, I wouldn't think. You can just
maybe he'll be Brock Lesnar.
Maybe he just didn't finish it.
Because I will say that I saw Batista and Brock Lesnar at a dark match in the 2000s in Chicago when The Rock fought Hogan. Those guys were nobodies and nobody knew who they were. They're just two lumbering jackasses.
Yeah.
Before he was Drax.
He's probably not in anything after 3.
But on that note, our next one after this we'll cover
Iron Man 3.
Phase 2. We'll be in Phase 2 with Iron Man 3.
We're in. I guess we've already been saying we're in Phase 2.
No, we said this was
but like
break.
if you listen, we always sit there and say we're in Phase 2, but we're taking a break.
Yeah,
I guess.
Because we started Season 2.
Yeah,
so we'll actually
we're
in Season 2 of the podcast.
No, but we actually literally say we're in Phase 2. I'm not making this up, Andy.
I'm gonna go back and listen.
I don't know. We're all gonna. We don't trust you. All right.
You don't trust me because
no, you can't. I know that.
Can't trust the Sith.
So we'll start back with Iron Man 3.
Synthesizer.
Back into the phases. And then after we wrap this phase, we'll pick some movies again where I will also win again. My choices. So.
All right.
Tiff's a winner.
Always, baby.
Excelsior.
It's Kylo Hancock.
I thought we were over Excelsior.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, and subscribe, and tell all your friends. Force your friends to listen.
Aloha, motherfuckers.
Follow us on all the socials at Nerd School Pod.
Yes, do it.
Follow.
There we go.
Follow me.
Fuck you, everybody.
Follow me.
Yeah. Follow me.
They say I can't rap about the president no more, but evidently they don't see we in the streets still poor. Still more incarceration of my kinsmen by the prisons, and people thinking this election to end racism. Proud over pessimism, glad to see Obama, but don't expect me not to speak out when I still see problems.
The Nerd School Podcast.
Nerd School is a member of the Queen City Podcast Network, powered by Ortho Carolina. Now offering video visits so you can take control of your orthopedic care from the comfort of your home. Schedule online at orthocarolina.com. Ortho Carolina, you improved.
Listen, people can make fun of me for my holiday movies all we want to, but I'm like, are you alive? Did I fuss at you today? Did I yell about anything? All right, then. You're welcome. You better thank Hallmark for keeping me safe.